with the SEC regular season crown. With that off the table now, they play for the double bye in the SEC tournament next week. Away we go. Mississippi State in those gray uniforms today. South Carolina in the alternate road blacks. Great officiating crew is led by Pat Adams, Jason Baker, and Will Howard. Two teams that stress fierce defense and pressure, and it is in the DNA of both of these programs. Tolu Smith, one of the seniors playing his last game in this building, was contested right at the rim, and so South Carolina back the other way for its first possession.
Nice job of Mississippi State trying to get the basketball at point-blank range, though, to Tolu Smith. I thought that they went away from him too much, so they need to continue to try to establish him on the inside. They've got plenty of weapons on the outside.
Yeah, Tolu just 8 points in their loss on Wednesday. Here's the freshman, Colin Murray-Boyles. So I think we've got two of the better freshmen in league play going at it today. Murray-Boyles with the first bucket.
Yeah, certainly both will be on the all-freshman team.
Here's Cam Matthews. Got his own miss, couple of pump fakes, puts it in.
So strong, physical on the interior. Two very physical teams. Lamont Paris said he thought that his team actually didn't respond well early to the physicality of Tennessee. I expect much more today.
There's B.J. Mack. He's one of those graduate transfers that have been critical to the success this year for South Carolina. He's been a starter all year, the leading scorer in Lamont Paris' starting five is Meechie Johnson. On the other side, it's Smith and Hubbard. They both go for about 16.5 points a game. This is Deshaun Davis, one of the fifth-year seniors, getting a start today. Great feed from the freshman to Matthews.
He's really good, Kevin. Think about the difference in this team. Josh Hubbard wasn't in the starting lineup the first time they played. He was coming off of the bench. Stephen Clark was in the starting lineup for the Gamecocks, now replaced by Colin Murray-Boyles. Two solid defensive teams, both who I think should hear their names called on Selection Sunday.
Yeah, undoubtedly tournament caliber team. South Carolina is pretty much a lock. Johnson straight on triple. That's good. A win today for Mississippi State would go a long way, wouldn't it? Going into next week with a 500 record in league play and 20 wins. South Carolina by 3 in the early minutes. The freshman poked that one away from Matthews. Good sleight of hand by Murray-Boyles.
Yeah, believe it or not, when you have senior night, those emotions can go one of two ways. It either excites you, you play a little bit harder, a little bit better, or you put pressure on yourself.
Davis, one of those seniors, misfires. Last touch by South, the NCAA tournament in his first year. He's trying to make it back-to-back. Will be the first time in a decade and a half here at Mississippi State, which would be quite notable. So he knows the significance of getting into the dance. There's a foul on Johnson. That's the first.
He was expected. He was proven. He got it done. You think about Nate Oates and what he lost at Alabama. Coach Cal does it every year with his freshman Bruce. And so, but Lamont Paris is a clear pick to me.
Oh, Matthews missed the easy putback right on the other side of the rim. Yeah, 25 wins for South Carolina if it picks up the W today. Would be the winningest regular season in program history. Murray-Boyles lost the handle, though his last touch by Hoops this year.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. And, you know, you look on a national scale, a lot of conversation about Danny Hurley, Kelvin Sampson, obviously doing a great job. Abdul Rahim over at South Florida, but Lamont Paris has to be in that national conversation of Coach of the Year as well.
B.J. Mack for 3. Way off that time. And D.J. Jeffries down with the rebound.
Yeah, Mack struggled a little bit from that three-point line. He's at the top of the scouting report, and he makes South Carolina go.
He takes a number of threes, maybe 4 or 5 a game, so he is a
3-point shooter. And he's shooting about 31% right now, so not too far off. I think they've got to do a better job of establishing something inside off the penetration or the bounce to have better looks for B.J. Mack.
Wild layup from Talon Cooper. The freshman picks it up, got it. Count the basket, and he's going to the line.
We got the best seniors in the country, and for them, we're still going. You think about the fact that South Carolina was a team that started out 14th, picked 14th preseason. Well, that allowed them to play with the chip on their shoulder, and they continue to maintain that. Regardless of the win streak, regardless of being ejected into the top 25, they maintain that chip on their shoulder, even as we speak, coming into a hostile environment today.
And so a win today would give them just the program's fourth 25-win season ever. Great defense right at the rim, although Mississippi State will get a second look here. I don't think the shot clock reset, but then it never restarted.
First of all, you have to be able to evaluate talent. He's proven he could do that. He wanted to get older. They're much older this year. More experience on this basketball team. He wanted to get more physical, stronger, better skill sets. He's got all of that, and he's proven that along with his coaching ability has completely turned around the trajectory of their success.
Hubbard in the paint, fouled by Cooper. So the fifth-year senior.
The reason being is the different type of weapons they have. Toby Smith gives them better inside presence. He's a veteran senior versus Colin Murray Boyles is the best inside presence along with B.J. Mack. Jeffries, who now that he's healthy, has proven he can manufacture points along with Hubbard, Davis, and Moore on the perimeter.
Maybe the commonality for a lot of those players you referenced, this is a very veteran Mississippi State team. There's a lot of seniors out there. In fact, the only rookie is Hubbard, and he's essentially the best rookie in the league. So
along with Reed Sheppard and Rob Dillon.
Yeah, sure.
You got to mention those two names.
Josh Gray just checked in for South Carolina. He's barging into Smith, and he scores it.
My bad, big fella. Josh Gray said, Fishback, don't forget about me. I can give him some inside presence, too.
That's a big man. 7 foot, 265 pounds. Right back to Smith, although he's about 18 feet away now. Shaquille Moore starts to turn the corner. Cross-court feed to Jeffries. Jeffries, a bit more of a slasher. To Matthews, goes up, missed it with the right. Rebound down to Murray Boyles.
Cam Matthews usually pretty efficient on the inside there. Right now, these two teams both play extremely physical. So I'm anxious to see who kind of throws that first blow. It looks like South Carolina's doing it here early.
Well, they've got the 6-point lead, 5 of 8 from the floor. Make it 6 of 9, and Murray Boyles has 7 points.
Strong. You think he doesn't make a difference?
He is really dynamic around the rim. He's got a quicker step than you think. Freshman from Columbia. Matthews determined to get this one to go this time.
There you go. I like Jans making the young freshman guard. We haven't seen a lot of change in defenses. Both of these teams will mix it up. Both use the 1-3-1. I'd be surprised, though, if I didn't see at least one of these teams go to the 1-3-1 during this game.
Yep. Now, these two coaches, they are noted tacticians, if you will, so it should be a fun tactical battle. Against Auburn, against Tennessee. Chris Jans, 40 wins now in 2 seasons.
How about the job of Todd Golden as well? I think they could be the most dangerous team getting into March Madness in the league.
Gray, offensive board, could have put it back. Matthews rips it away. Matthews, brilliant rebounder. Second behind Smith on the team. That's off to Hubbard. The freshman pulls it offline.
And that's what you have to balance if you coach James. You got a guy like Hubbard who can really get his shot off whenever you want. You have to balance that when he's hot versus when he's not, and make sure you continue to keep the rest of the team involved.
Miles Stute, that one went around, hit the backboard, and fell through. So Stute, the noted marksman, he gives the visitors a 9-point lead. Hubbard attacks with the right, and Hubbard is going to the free throw line.
More comfortable. They play outside in versus inside out. Some teams, and Jay Wright said this in their previous matchup, and I thought he was spot on. He said some teams establish the inside presence and then the perimeter, which allows them then to get cuts on the interior and have some type of post-up presence. Once again, another slow start by Mississippi State. They've had 2 of those, one against Texas A&M on the road, another one against Auburn. They do not need to be climbing uphill against the Gamecocks here today.
Jacoby Wright's contested three-pointer is strong. Hubbard's got it, and Mississippi State is quick into the front court. Hubbard spins on Wright. Jimmy Bell Jr.
Nice pass.
Yeah, give and go, big man.
That gets this crowd involved a little bit. I was wondering when the hump was going to show up.
Regular season finale and the final home game here in Starkville. Those are Jimmy Bell Jr.'s first points, by the way, since February 21st. Good ball movement. Mack got tied up. And there's a foul, though.
And so they have multiple weapons that can stretch you. Then they can still begin to start to really slice you up and get into the interior on the offense.
Well, right there, Johnson drives, kicks, finds Mack. New 20 for South Carolina. Johnson fouled on the way in.
Well, again, you don't see him dribbling between the legs multiple times, playing with the basketball. It's shot fake, one dribble, maybe a pull-up or a step back, or a straight line drive to the basket.
Well, and you would expect that from the senior from Cleveland. Averaging career highs in just about everything. Points, field goal percentage, rebounds. You know, and he is starting to come alive once again. Went for 18 on Wednesday. Last week, 25 against Florida in a critical win against the Gators.
Yeah, when I went to practice, actually 2 years ago, and Gigi Jackson was all that anybody talked about. Now,
right.
Gigi Jackson actually didn't do much that day. He was out. And Meechie Johnson was the guy I left talking about, the transfer from Ohio State, and beat Shaq Moore with that easy layup. I think Meechie Johnson is the key to their success in the dance. If he can go on 15, 20-point games, it makes everyone else on the Gamecocks team a lot better.
Zachary Davis right back to Mack. He goes up and the foul. He got the basket.
Two quality teams that can lock you down. So it's very important if you can reverse sides of the floor. It then makes the defense vulnerable because they have to close out. Then it allows you the advantage to get by and find gaps.
Well, it sounds like what you're outlining here is South Carolina, you know, maybe not too much ego. They just play a disciplined brand of basketball that has led to a lot of success.
Well, what would concern me, and you saw a bench warning against Mississippi State, Coach Jans, really probably trying to say that this game's a little too physical right now. You got two physical teams, and it's preparing for the NCAA tournament where you got to adjust to the way the officials are calling.
Yeah, you would think one thing he took exception to. Mack on that drive in, he push off with the left hand. Hubbard's leaner falls through.
And coaches really get upset when they don't get those calls at home.
Yeah.
As they should.
Davis got blocked. Good contest that time. And so Mississippi State on the move. It's Johnson now shadowing Hubbard. It's through the screen, and so, yeah, that's a moving screen on.
Anytime, and I thought Will Howard was right there on this call. Good officiating crew. Will Howard, of course, Pat Adams has been doing it forever, and Jason Baker. And it looks like now, Will Howard there on the call again.
With 10 gone in the first half. That latest foul was on Murray Boyles. And so 5 team fouls on the Gamecocks, and we've got another whistle. They're a lousy free throw shooting team. However, they're one foul away from going to the line the rest of the half. Great no-look feed to Matthews, and he converts with the left.
Yeah, the officials have now softened up the defense of the Gamecocks a little bit. Let's see how they adjust, and do they attack as well on this end since they know the game has been called closer now.
Meanwhile, 8 points for Matthews. That leads all Bulldogs scorers. Cooper gathers, goes up. That one's through.
Nice. Delon Cooper, assist-to-turnover ratio is through the roof. Top 10, 11 in the country, tops in the SEC.
Hubbard, nope, that's strong. Matthews takes it away from Murray Boyles. but then he couldn't get the handle of it.
Tolu Smith has done a nice job of establishing his inside presence, and we always call those body blows. Because once Tolu Smith is able to draw the double team, that allows him to distribute the basketball and make everyone else around him better, which are called delivering headshots at point-blank range.
Cooper to Davis, back to the engine. Talon Cooper, his fires. Gray, look what I found. And so a new 20 for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, Dre, you think about Josh Gray, his big size you already mentioned on the interior. He's making an impact.
Oh, Davis! Count the basket plus the foul.
Oh, he's lengthy. You think about him starting the last 13 games, had a career-high 16 points at A&M. The game-winning layup with about 3 seconds left to go.
You know, Davis, he is a great example of what Lamont Paris has talked at length about this year. He's got a lot of guys so appreciative, grateful to wear that South Carolina uniform. He grew up about an hour south of Columbia. His team has a 7-point lead, 8:30 to go in the first. Davis swarmed. Needs someone to bail him out. It's Matthews from distance. And trying to bank it in. That one's out of bounds. South Carolina
basketball. No fast break opportunities, not a lot of turnovers, so that doesn't allow Mississippi State to use their athletes and get out in the transition. This is the game that Coach Lamont Paris in South Carolina wants. Half court, figure out a way to get it inside, outside screens, cuts to the basket.
Again, shot clock winding inside of 10. That's taken away. Boris Udasuk, the freshman, lost it. Matthews cut off by the freshman. Matthews picks up the dribble. Where does he go? Smith. Foul.
Anybody who's somebody better be there. Are you kidding me? I think it's going to be the most elite tournament in all of college basketball. Why? You have elite teams. Your thing, and I'm not talking about just the SEC tournament. South Carolina right here. You also got plenty of bubble teams trying to play their way in. They mentioned Texas A&M. A win on the road. Come on now. 9-9. All those quad one wins from the Aggies. Time to move them, Joe. Time to move them.
Putting a little pressure. Pressure on our main man. Meanwhile, so Tolu Smith hit 2 at the line just a moment ago. There was a basket interference, so they waved off the Smith make. And the N1 opportunity went to 2 at the line. Oh, there's a steal from Jeffries. So good at this. The veteran really lost the handle.
Man, South Carolina's so good at getting back into defensive transition and making you play against their set 5.
Wow, Jeffries cuts right to the rim and scores. That's the first basket for the Olive Branch, Mississippi native. 3-point game. Mississippi State has never led. South Carolina has been ahead for much of the half. Miles Studi, pocket pass to Gray, knocked away. They're on the move once again. Another example of some solid transition defense and a turnover.
Well, I mean, for the Gamecocks, Kevin, they play a style that is unique in college basketball. Most people don't remember that run that Lamont Paris had with Bo Ryan, where a 7-year period they went to a few Final Fours, Sweet 16. I think their worst year was maybe a first-round exit. So he's been accustomed to winning. He did the same thing that Chattanooga got out of there. Great hire by Ray Tanner at South Carolina. This South Carolina team can compete and beat anybody in the country. They've proven that with wins on the road against Tennessee and at home versus Kentucky.
Smith caught underneath, couple of ball fakes. Who wants it? Ripped away by Murray Boyles. Colin Murray Boyles now with 4 boards, go along with the 7 points. He's had a brilliant start to this one. Studi triggers. It's offline, right, knocked it over to Jeffries. Driving kick. Davis knocks it in.
But what you notice about that, Kevin, it was a little bit of offensive transition. They're shooting a little bit quicker. I think against better defenses, the better or quicker the shot you get, the better look you're going to get.
Another turnover. Well, here they come. Here comes Hubbard. Here he comes. Fouled, so Hubbard's going to the line for a pair.
The time as you advance, defenses are just quality. And so if they've got 5 guys set up and you're going against a set defense, it's really hard to score. Versus if you get stopped, you could actually get much better looks.
Mississippi State was down by 9 earlier. Now they've just knotted it up.
Two of the better defensive teams in the SEC and all across the country.
This has been a high-level game for sure. These are two experienced veteran squads that are both looking to make some noise as March continues to unfold. Hubbard taken away, rises, and denied. Murray Boyles spikes it. SEC, remember, he missed the first month of the season, starts to get his feet wet in December, and then in SEC play, he's averaged 11.5 points a game, almost a block and a half a game. So Murray Boyles, best bring it when you take it against number 30 inside. Jeffries, the jab step, frees him. Rebound down to Murray Boyles again.
Like that look, though. I like Jeffries being aggressive.
Now it's B.J. Mack, collects, goes up, scores it, and the foul.
There you go, B.J. Mack. Coach Jans doesn't like that. He doesn't like the foul that was called, but the officials are now calling it tighter. Give credit to Mack for putting the onus on the officials to blow the whistle.
Stays here, South Carolina. Dexterity, very dynamic player, can stretch it from beyond the arc, but he's also got the physicality to take it inside. He's got 9 points, 4 of 6 shooting from the floor.
Mississippi State now getting a little bit more aggressive in terms of getting 2 guys on the ball.
Bounce pass to right, he's open, left it short, follows the miss, underneath, blocked from behind, so it stays here with 16 on the shot clock.
The guy that's proven, whether it's experience, whether it's his athleticism, he's a guy that has to play well for Mississippi State to continue to play well.
Well, this would be a signature win, if you will, another top 25 win for Mississippi State to close out the regular season. It would go a long way before the SEC tournament begins next week. 4 to shoot, Mack launches, that one bounces out, tipped up, Bell trying to track it down. It's a new 20 for South Carolina.
50-50 balls, win or lose you games in March. It's that time of the year. You have to go get it if you're the Bulldogs.
Mack with 5 to shoot. Extra pass. Cooper improvising. Gets into the paint. 1 second. Mack going to the line for 2. Wow, did they use up
a loose ball? Those are the type of winning plays you have to make if you're Mississippi State right now.
So now 8 offensive rebounds for South Carolina. Well, they won that rebound. A lot of energy to get back into that game. It was a 1-possession tilt at one point late. Tennessee was able to pull away to the finish line. Mack has been very active and has been a matchup problem in this first half. 10 points now. Cut just a few moments ago.
Can't grab it too tight now. That's a shoot now. Can't affect that at all costs.
Yeah.
8 points early in this first half.
A little tight. See if it.
There's the 1-3-1 we talked about.
Well, he just lost the tape around the. He's done his curls lately, man. That tape had no chance around the bicep. Davis out to Hubbard. He launches. That's strong. Hubbard hasn't hit yet for deep. Davis has. Now 2 from beyond the arc.
So the 1-3-1 does what it's supposed to do. It forces a tough shot, but they aren't able to defensive rebound. Nice job by State being quicker to that 50-50 ball.
Remember, Davis hit 4 threes on Wednesday against A&M.
2-3 zone right now by Coach Jans. They want to get it to Colin Murray Boyles. There it goes in the middle. He's got to be aggressive.
Couple jab steps on Smith, who's cutting. It's Davis, rises, and puts it in. Nice offense. Yep.
See, most players, when the basketball goes inside, they stand. Give credit to Davis that time for a vicious cut to the basket that made himself an available recipient from that pass from Colin Murray-Boyles.
7 different scorers now for South Carolina. Smith has been hounded for much of this first half, and Gray knocks that one away. It's a rejection by the senior for Brooklyn.
Yeah, Tolu Smith used to being more physical, stronger. He's having problems with doing that in this game. He's got to use better angles to go around the defenders.
Michi to Gray. Josh Gray gets fouled, headed to the free throw line momentarily.
Recipient to go and finish at the rim. Nice job by the 6'7" Zachary Davis.
It's like an equation, doesn't it? All these little things that you keep mentioning start to add up. It's live on the app. But all these little things, they start to add up, don't they? And here South Carolina is with the lead.
Well, I don't know how you, Nate Oates, brought a mathematical equation into this, but I was following you. Kids. Yeah, they start to add up, right? Offensive rebounds, 50-50 balls, get to the free throw line. I'll take it.
Oh, collision here right in front of...
When you have the dribble handoff, you better continue to learn that if you're playing at the collegiate level.
Jeffries takes a seat now with the 2 fouls. Cooper slashes in, throws it up, still free, bounces off of South Carolina. Bulldog
on the inside, they're doing pretty well in regards to foul trouble. Only Jimmy Bell Jr. has 2. If I'm Mississippi State, I'm going back inside here. I know he hadn't had a lot of success with Josh Gray. Maybe get a screen and get him on the move.
Hubbard buries the 3. Well, they might have called it a long 2. They're going to check it at the next whistle, but with a minute to go right now, it's a 3-point game.
So much easier to get guards. That's why teams that have good guards, Jamal Shead, obviously we talked about Braden Smith at Purdue in this league. Guards that play well make it easier for you.
Nicely done that time by Stute, so a 6-point advantage for the visitors.
Now Stute has a brace on that left knee. He's such a valuable piece, though.
Davis responds. So the shot clock is off with 21 seconds to go. South Carolina has shot 50% from the floor. They've been very efficient here, but there's a turnover. Dangerous cross-court pass.
Plenty of time.
Matthews instead takes it in and lays it through. 6 seconds. South Carolina across the timeline. This is Johnson. Sets the feet. Fires. This is everything. And so Mississippi.
Balance between Tolu on the inside and him on the outside.
Smith took 4 shots in that first half. Didn't make any of them. Only hit a couple of free throws. From the scoring side of things, was a bit quiet. Did have a couple of rebounds. And so this intense tilt continues. South Carolina, after the Alabama win earlier, can finish as high as 3rd and can finish as low as 5th, depending on how it finishes this game and how some others go final later today. So still a lot at stake in terms of SEC tournament seeding next week in Nashville.
Nice triple team that time by Mississippi State. Let's see if they can get it going offensively.
All right, so here is Tolu Smith. He's able to work around Murray-Boyles, who's whistled for his. It could finish as high as the 3rd seed, no lower than the 5th. Hubbard shadowed by Cooper. Davis lost the handle. Murray-Boyles poked it away. That's South Carolina ball. Anybody else, and so yeah, that's South Carolina basketball.
Let's keep an eye on the matchup between Talon Cooper at that point guard position. He is 6'4". On the other side is freshman Josh Hubbard, only 5'10". Let's see if that size begins to start to wear Hubbard out a little bit.
Johnson around the screen, leaves the 3 short. Matthews snatches another board.
First 50-50 ball goes to Mississippi State. Love that screen.
Hubbard connects. Johnson trying to respond, and he buries the triple. So Mississippi State's first lead of the day lasts about 10 seconds.
Meechie Johnson is a guy who can certainly go off at any time. One of the probably the more underrated players in all of college basketball.
Oh, they tried the lob here. Davis's pass was well short anyway. Well defended by South Carolina. Cooper high off the glass. Davis is fouled on a putback attempt.
There in time that actually needed to be B.J. Mack's help on the play. You have to treat a dribble handoff just like a typical screen.
Matthews with the savvy play. You have talked extensively this year about Hubbard's athleticism and how he can get it off really.
300 points is always going to be something that deserves to be commemorated.
Remember, he was commit to Ole Miss, this top 100 recruit. Kermit Davis gets fired, opens up the recruitment. Chris Jans enters the chat. And what a valuable freshman he has been for his team's success this year. After the Davis free throws, here are the Bulldogs, this end of the floor. Hubbard cut off by Meechie Johnson.
Excellent defense that time by Johnson.
So now Davis drives and kicks. Jeffries spins the leaner, left the floater short. Davis pulls it away from Mississippi State.
Solid defense that time by the Gamecocks. Now they can take their time, run their offense, pick, pop, slash to the rim, and look for an outside shot.
Johnson finishes at the rim.
And now that they've started from the outside, it opens up their driving lanes. You'll notice that Mississippi State start to hug that three-point line a little bit more when they're facing South Carolina.
And so Meechie Johnson now, Damian, has hit his first 2 shots after half. South Carolina back ahead by 4. And a very consequential season finale, a regular season finale for both teams. Hubbard with that scoop. Missed it. Rebound to Matthews. Uses the body and goes up strong for 2.
Yeah, nice job. Cam Matthews plays so much bigger than he is. Plays like a 6'10" power forward.
He's got a dozen. Davis in the corner. That's good. Zach Davis.
He's the type of guy where you expect it from him defensively, but offensively he seems to just continue to gain confidence at 6'7". He's long and has a nice touch.
Nice answer from Matthews. Attacks again. So now they're trading blows. South Carolina maintains the lead. Again, it's led for much of this game outside of a few seconds to begin the second half. Cooper's triple is in the air. That one's through.
Pretty. Right now, South Carolina's so comfortable. They're calm. In order to beat the Gamecocks, you have to be disruptive. That's what Tennessee was doing. They were physical. They were in the passing lanes. They did a nice job of trying to throw South Carolina off.
They've hit 3 triples to start the second half. Davis gets fouled, and he goes to the free throw line, but we come back.
This is a game that you certainly want to win to guarantee your entrance a week from tomorrow, right? Selection Sunday. When you do not have your name called, it is excruciating. Last year, A&M taking care of business right now. I think 9 minutes left in that game. They're up 20-plus points on the road against Ole Miss. Still a potential for an 8th team. I think the Aggies should be right there with all their quad wins. But Mississippi State should be in that field, but you have to take care of business today. South Carolina, you don't care about Mississippi State getting into the tournament. You want to continue to play excellent basketball.
And building that momentum, peaking at the right time with it. Already has some prominent wins against Tennessee, against Auburn. Adding one more win against a talented, ranked South Carolina program.
Yeah, well, the net rankings are that are 1 to 30. If you beat a team that's ranked in the net ranking between 1 and 30, that is a quad 1 win because they were between 1 and 30 on your home floor. On a neutral site, between 1 to 50 is a quad 1 win, and on the road, 1 to 75 is a quad 1 win. You see where Mississippi State has 3 of those already.
Davis got it, and the foul to Sean Davis on his senior.
Speed with him on the floor versus when you've got guys like B.J. Mack and Colin Murray Boyles on the interior.
Yeah, it's a good call. Murray Boyles, remember, he picked up his third foul earlier this half. This is a big rebound, by the way, for Ibrahima, Diba, the sixth-year senior, second year with the program, tore his Achilles last year, was lost for the entirety of the season. Johnson, Matthews comes soaring in out of nowhere to erase that.
In many other conferences over the last few years, they increased the bids. The question will be, will they have the postseason success that everyone continues to expect in an elite conference like the SEC?
Only 5 seconds to shoot here. Johnson has to fire. Left the three short.
I think you got to push here.
And this is Moore. Eyes up. And Moore backs it out. Finds Smith. He's got the mismatch here. Tolu Smith. Yeah, just overpowers Diba.
Too strong. So if I'm Mississippi State, I'm trying to set screens to get Tolu Smith matched up with anybody outside of Josh Gray right now.
Again, you mentioned it before, no Mack, no Murray Boyles out there for the game.
So, as much as you love Hubbard with the basketball, you want to try to continue to go into the interior. For South Carolina, to me, this is Meechie Johnson time. You've got to get him the basketball and let him go to work.
He's got it. At the right wing, Matthews trying to poke it away. Right, jump stop, puts it up, tapped out by Gray. Matthews comes away with another rebound. So that's 8 boards for Cam Matthews, plus the 14 points.
South Carolina so good at getting back in defensive transition.
Bounce pass to Smith, knocked out, and it stays here.
On the first side of the floor, the first pass, what's your next option? Is it a back screen, a down screen? That's what you have to be elite at against those teams.
Mack out on the floor again. He's guarding Smith. Bodies with Tolu Smith. Has to pick it up and give it away. Hubbard a long 2. It bounces out. Jeffries got his hand on it. And B.J. Mack snatches it away.
Yeah, solid job of boxing out and securing that board by B.J. Mack.
These teams are even for 50-50 on the glass today. Diba finds Studi open. Can't cash in. And so now Matthews approaching a double-double. Diba fell. Numbers. Jeffries. Yeah! And the foul!
Over.
You know, and that just speaks to how versatile a guy like Matthews is. Your leading rebounder, who's got 9 boards today, starts the break. And leads to a 3-point play. So Mississippi State has once again knotted things up. 52 apiece. And the drama builds in the regular season finale. White around the screen, bounce pass to Mack, barges into Matthews and scores it.
Beautiful curl screen. Jacoby Wright came off of that screen, was able to draw 2, which allowed B.J. Mack to angle.
It's well-run offense there. Oh, Matthews lost it, and so now a run out for Cooper. South Carolina with, okay, back-to-back. Count the basket. They'll get a chance for one more.
They simply kill you every time. The crowd was getting going. Nice job by Lamont Paris keeping his team poised and calm, and now creating offense off of their defense.
There really has been a belief that has been palpable for this team this year that they are going to walk into any building and they can handle themselves. They can win anywhere. That's why they were contended for an SEC title for so long. Tolu Smith got bumped before the shot, so no basket, says Pat Adams. And so that's the 5th.
Inside to try to force a double, which will allow other players like Hubbard, like Moore, able to knock down shots.
Hubbard patiently waits for Moore to free up. Hubbard's got it back, launches, and hits the 3. Josh Hubbard with 17, a game high. 8 to shoot. Murray Boyles attacks, banks it in. Wow.
Strong. The young freshman does a nice job of really using his bounce with a purpose. He doesn't just pound it on the floor for no reason whatsoever.
Hubbard had that one stripped away by Wright. Good sleight of hand. And South Carolina with a chance to continue building on its 4-point edge. Dibba goes up, missed it, and Hubbard, he just was over the end line. Don't forget, knocked out of bounds momentarily. Matthews muscles in and scores. Lets out the roar afterward.
Excellent matchup. Two guys with similar size, athleticism.
Hooper trying to beat Jones Jr. off the bounce, and this time he does.
Right now, the Gamecocks are putting on a clinic of how to get the defenders offensively with their toughness and with their grit. How hard they play is now something that is paramount for the Mississippi State program.
They're trying to add one more top 25 win before tournament play next week. Smith with the follow.
The glass so important right now. Right now, Mississippi State is +2. Just such a close game. Paper-thin difference between these two teams right now.
We've got about 10 minutes to go, and it has been very close throughout. Mack, 4-3.
All of that stemmed from Shaq Moore getting hit on that screen when he fell on the floor. That allowed basically 5 against 4 for the Gamecocks to knock down a huge 3.
So again, we've got less than 10 minutes to play now. South Carolina has not led by more than 9, but it's led for the majority of the game. And they're going to...
A lot of times it's just being lackadaisical. You don't think the defender's there. And a lot of times you can get away with it. But this is twice now that we've seen a ball handler not come to a 2-feet jump stop, and it caused their team a turnover.
Yeah, Mississippi State, the offender in both of those occasions. South Carolina can stretch its lead. Johnson wiggles into the paint. This is Murray Boyles, goes up with the left. Jeffries secures it. Jeffries, one of those seniors, part of the Senior Day festivities pregame, finds Hubbard, pinballs out, and so a new 20.
Get him a touch on the interior. Whether he scores or not, it's going to be helpful for their team.
He's got the 6 points. He's only taken 6 shots. Jeffries sets the feet. This is the 3 short. Zach Davis with the board. So Johnson working off the screen. Bounce pass. Murray Boyles goes up with the left and finishes.
Nice. South Carolina going inside. Right now, the Bulldogs are on the perimeter, and I like this timeout call.
Yeah, sensing that South Carolina's lead now is swelled.
If you're in the conversation, you're an outstanding team. And, you know, Coach Pitino and St. John's played Creighton well both times this year, beat Creighton one time. They're still trying to continue to gather wins. Keith English dealing with the loss of Bryce Hopkins. Him and Devin Carter still fighting. Every team is fighting now to get into the tournament. You've got to win basketball games.
Bryce Hopkins, the one-time SEC player himself at Kentucky. So South Carolina trying to take advantage of the steal now. Again, they led by as many as 9. That was in the first half. Game tightened up since that point. However, the Gamecocks, 5 of their last 7 on this side of the floor. Oh, wow, there's a cross-court feed. Mack able to come down with it, and his pass is blocked out of bounds. 9 on the...
Beats a desperate A&M team. They beat an Ole Miss team when they were talking about that was a must-win, and now they're up on a hungry team in Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mack dragged his pin
on the call. Pat Adams not going to miss that one. But the turnovers have been critical for South Carolina. Right now, they've caused Mississippi State to turn it over 11 times with only 9 assists. A negative assist-to-turnover ratio is always bad for your team.
Here's the paint touch for Tolu. Tolu kept the pivot foot, fires that one up. Matthews blocked by Murray Boyles. And Murray Boyles fired up. That's his second block of the day. Timed that one nicely. This is now Johnson. The floater bounces out. And Jeffries down with another rebound. That's 6 now for the senior. Sean Jones Jr. cut off. Smith got it.
Once again, defensive stop, offensive push in transition. You're going to have to see that if you want to advance in March.
Super competitive finale for South Carolina and Mississippi State. Consequential one for both teams for several reasons. There's Cooper, the point guard, finds Johnson, launches, rebound down to Jeffries.
Got to push again, though. See, to me, this is too slow for Mississippi State. South Carolina's defense is so good, but now that you're set, you got to go inside to Smith. That can help your offense. You see it with Kentucky, you see it with Auburn, you see it with Alabama, you see it with Tennessee. All of the teams that are successful get out in transition.
It's been a better shooting half for these Bulldogs. Wow, Tolu Smith just would not be denied that time.
Well, it's easy to deny him when he doesn't get the basketball. They went inside to him on that play.
He's into double figures now with 10. Mississippi State been playing from behind for much of the day, shooting 55% in the second half. Matthews guarding Murray Boyles.
Look at the help being shown, though, by Tolu Smith.
Dangerous pass. Look who's wide open. Stute can't connect. Mississippi State trying to run. Nothing there for Matthews. He does get it down to Smith. Smith takes it in himself, throws it up, draws the foul on Gray.
Cam Matthews as well over at Auburn. Guys can just go hard the entire time. Meshack in Tennessee. Those guys win you basketball games.
Said about Matthews, look at that, another double-double. This was a few weeks ago. He goes, he's not just our leader, he is our heartbeat, he is our personality. That gritty, tough, all-out effort mentality has been palpable throughout this team this year. They're back within 2, coming up on the 5-minute mark. Stute denied that time, and now here they come. Jeffries with his head up. Jeffries into the paint, finds Matthews.
There you go. So you lost nothing by that advance that time.
Hubbard, no.
That's just a tough shot. He can make those shots, but they can get a better look.
The Bulldogs, Damian, remember they've only led for 15 seconds. They went up one time. That's it. South Carolina immediately respond. And here's Murray Boyles once again on the interior.
Yeah, much better look than Mississippi State got that time. Good poise being displayed. Young freshman Colin Murray Boyles certainly will be on the all-freshman team.
He's got 13 points, 6 boards, 6 assists as well. Make it 7 rebounds now. Plus a couple of blocks. South Carolina plays so measured and in control. Wright's 3 offline. Tapped out. That should stay here. A couple players go tumbling. And it will.
It gets tough on you. We ended up losing that game. They broke a 30-game home winning streak. And so right now, Mississippi State, you've got to make the push now. In the Gamecocks, you want to keep the pressure on.
With 4:20 to go. Davis, Murray Boyles. Boy, just the interior passing there. Back up by 6.
Yeah, the difference is 67 possessions per game is what South Carolina's accustomed to. Mississippi State, more like 71. They've got to get the tempo going fast.
Davis wants it. Puts it in. That's a big 3.
There you go. But you see South Carolina walking it up, taking their time.
A tight, intense battle since the opening tip. South Carolina has hit its magic number of 70. Johnson can't hit the 3. Tolu Smith secures it. Here comes Matthews. Matthews hesitates. And now they start to initiate some stuff.
Got to get it inside of Tolu. Whether it's on the ball screen or going straight inside.
3:15 to go. Hubbard hesitated, now lets it go, and that's good. Not only is that a school record 3 now for Hubbard, but it's got things, more importantly, tied up. Inside of 3 minutes, South Carolina drains some clock, 4 seconds to shoot. Right, bounce pass, Cooper lets it go. Can't answer. Here we go. Mississippi State a chance to take the lead with 2.5 to play.
Yeah, Lamont Paris wanted to push in the back there. No call if you're Mississippi State here. That's where you want to go, where your bread is buttered. Tolu Smith going the wrong way, though. You want to go inside.
Smith now starting to barge in to Moore. No. Last touch by South Carolina. And so Mississippi State has Darrell Wilson. Our friend Matt Dunaway letting us know that the man who kind of led them to the 96 Final Four, normally in the building, his record falls today. But more importantly, it has this one knotted up. 70 apiece with 2:10 to go. Bulldogs have it in a game in which they've trailed for the majority of this one. Not by much, though. Pass inside. Boy, fortuitous bounce. Smith has it. Goes into traffic. Jump ball. Possession arrow. Keeps it.
And also make sure for Mississippi State, you either secure the offensive rebound or get back in transition.
Hey, my mistake. There's only, shot clock doesn't reset. There was 2 on it, and so they had to go at the lob. Leads to a turnover.
And this is where South Carolina and Coach Lamont Paris is really good in executing.
Oh, what a brilliant battle this has been in the finale. A win for South Carolina. It still has a chance for a double bye next week in Nashville. Mississippi State looking for just a significant one. 4 to shoot.
Oh!
Davis! The baseline drive and the foul.
Just too little, too late, and now Davis has a chance to make this a 3-point lead with under 1:30 to go.
With a little chin up on the rim action after that one. 3-point play. South Carolina leads it with 90 seconds to go.
You don't need a 3 here.
Davis to Matthews. He attacks. Drive and kick. Jeffries. Got it.
But he'll take it.
"60 seconds to go." Cooper, right hand dribble, picks it up. Hands off to Johnson. Into the paint, draws the foul. It's before the shot. It's just the 6th team.
Usually his time, his range starts when he walks in the gym.
Cooper to inbound. Johnson trying to work around a screen. Cooper finds him. Ball fake, goes up. Here's the 3. Follow for Murray Boyles. Crashing the glass hard. And there you go, offensive board.
And Jeffries, who's both proven their ability to knock down the 3-point shot today.
Boy, heroic performance from the rookie Murray Boyles again. Here's Mississippi State. The shot clock, by the way, has not started. Hubbard, though. Oh, he buries a 3.
Like the timeout call. See what kind of defense State. So right now, it looks like they're matched up man-to-man.
It's Cooper, Mack, Johnson, Murray Boyles, and Davis, the 5 out there.
Watch for Mack and Meechie Johnson with the ball screen and a potential pick and pop. Maybe even a ghost screen.
Yeah, Mack a bit confused. Now he's coming over to set the screen. Johnson back to Mack. Ball fake, couple of dribbles. He spins, throws it up. Fouled with 4.2 to go.
It was the right. He was searching for the contact.
Strong game for B.J. Mack, the veteran from Charlotte. 16 points today. And up.
James, I certainly try to use it to make sure that my team makes the appropriate play.
2-point lead for South Carolina. And now a timeout with 4 ounces of drama from this one. Let's see what we get on the final play of the regular season. 4.2 to go. Hubbard flashes, goes to Davis. Couple dribbles, 2 seconds. Davis, he's fouled.
Wow.
That's the 8th team foul on South.
Player, you always felt like the first one was the big one.
Critical moment. 1-1. First free throw is good.
There you go. If you're South Carolina, if he does miss, you want to make sure you're on the glass. Davis, you want to just do the exact same thing you did.
That one's through. Knotted up at 77. South Carolina has one more timeout. Lamont Paris is going to use it. 1.4 on the clock. Wow, the feather team.
Again, for Mississippi State, contest but do not foul.
Cooper to Johnson, one dribble from half court, way short, and we are going to overtime.
Welcome to March, baby.
Back on January 13th, first overtime game of the year for Mississippi State. Gamecocks win the tip. Cooper off of a couple of screens. Murray Boyles, he's got 17. Cross-court feed. This is Johnson for 3.
Excellent execution. There was never any panic as the shot clock went down. That's the DNA of teams that play the type of style that Virginia's and South Carolina, Coach Paris, Coach Tony Bennett like to play.
Hubbard gets fouled. He's going to the line. Boy, they really...
Teams, we used to work on when we were playing defending for 35 seconds. That's when the shot clock was still at 35 seconds. We would just guard. We would practice guarding for that long and with that shot clock. And that's the type of strategy teams like South Carolina and Virginia like to use.
This rookie sensation Hubbard, meanwhile, now with 24 points. He's averaged about 28 a game the last 4. He's got a couple of 30-point performances of late. Johnson flashes. 4 to shoot. Down to Murray Boyles, knocked out, and so South Carolina inbounds with 1.7.
I look for something, a lob going to Colin Murray Boyles.
1.7, bounce pass, timer starts. Murray Boyles got it off just in time. On an unfamiliar position for a Mississippi State team that is aiming for one more top 25 win before heading to tournament play next week. Matthews, an aggressive attack, got it to go.
Two physical teams right now. Look at how many actions you have to go on with South Carolina. You already had a staggered screen. Another staggered screen from Meechie Johnson over the top.
Murray Boyles finds Davis. On the weak side, he gets fouled, and Zachary.
You can penetrate and kick and allow players to make plays. But when you put defenses in these type of actions, they get worn down over 40 minutes of basketball.
Well, and I would think to underscore adequate defense for 20, 25, 26, 27 seconds, and your opposition still finds a chance to score or get to the line.
Yeah.
Davis makes it a 3-point lead once again for South Carolina. A really impressive minutes again by the sophomore from Orangeburg. South Carolina continues to grow in the late stages of this season. So what is Mississippi State's answer? Hubbard pounds it with the right hand. Now a crossover, blow by, Listy layup. That's good.
Quick. What does he have a bright future in the SEC? I like the change up here. Finally a shift at 1-3-1 to try to throw South Carolina off a little bit. Disrupt their rhythm because they're scoring so well offensively by Coach Chris Jans.
2.5 to go in overtime. Regular season finale is quite a dramatic one. Mack left wide open, puts it in. A big three from B.J. Mack.
The secret sauce to the recipe for Coach Lamont Paris. At any given time, when they have big guys that can shoot the basketball, and that's part of his recipe. He kept telling me last year, I'm accustomed to having big guys who can shoot, stretch the floor. You think about Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker when he was at Wisconsin. That's what makes it challenging to guard the Gamecocks.
Talk about an exciting extra period. These teams are 5 of 5 in overtime, plus 4 of 4 at the stripe. Neither team has missed yet. South Carolina, though, has the 2 big threes. One from Johnson, the other from Mack. Hubbard, down and out. Offensive board, Smith, and the putback. With 1:48 to go.
Big boy basketball. Neither team wanting to go away quietly here today. Now Mississippi State's in a 2-3 zone after showing a 1-3-1 last possession and then going to man-to-man.
Bounce pass, it was a lazy one. Murray Boyle somehow comes away with it. 3 seconds on the timer. Logo three, way short. And now Mississippi State has a chance to tie or take a lead after South Carolina's first miss in overtime. Hubbard back out to Matthews. Not a noted three-point shooter. Bounce pass down to Smith. Quick move on the baseline. Wow. That's a kickball. No, there's a foul.
My
foul on South Carolina.
Two-hand.
This game has been physical at times. Tolu Smith, 58% at the stripe. This all-conference post force. He's been with this program for 5 years. He's trying to end his regular season on a high note. Ball back to South Carolina after the miss.
It just leaves things wide open. Chris Jans has changed defenses. He does it again. He's went to a 1-3-1 back to man. Now he's in a 2-2-1. Let's see if they go 2-2-1 back to 2-3.
This has been quite simply a wonderful college basketball game.
And they do sit back in that 2-3 zone. And with a team like South Carolina, who's prudent and diligent, takes up a little bit more time, a little bit more methodical, the shot clock now becomes their enemy.
35 seconds to go, 4 to shoot. Mack puts his head down, goes into Smith. Oh, it goes all the way around and in. Timeout South Carolina, 30.6 to... Josh Hubbard, he's got 26. The 5 out there, Davis, Matthews, Smith, Hubbard, and Jeffries. They deny Hubbard. Matthews finds him anyway. He rises. The 3, left short. Smith, offensive board. 16 seconds to go. Hubbard backs it out. Shot clock is off. Hubbard, a deep one. Fouled by Davis. Again, a whistle on...
You're up 3. So if you're Zachary Davis, there's just no way you can afford to foul. Even if he makes it, you get a chance to come back to that free throw line to score the most proficient shot.
Where he is 8 for 8 tonight. Now after these...
This freshman continuing to make a case for freshman of the year in the Southeastern Conference.
Huge one. Oh, he missed it strong. Rebound down to Mack, and a foul with 10.1 to go. This one. Well, now you have on the other end of the floor, the other heavyweight today. B.J. Mack has been sensational towards the end of regulation and in OT. He's got 23. He's 5 out of 6 at the line. So the lead now 2 for South Carolina. Would be if South Carolina has the 3-point lead. First things first, one more freebie for the veteran B.J. Mack. 3-point lead for South Carolina with 10.1 to go. Mack subs out. Jacoby Wright comes out of the floor for South Carolina. Will those free throws be enough? Jeffries, He inbounds, finds Matthews, right back to Jeffries with 8 seconds. Jeffries foul with 6.8 to go, and that'll send Jeffries to the line. Well played, Park.
They've got DJ Jeffries, who's a 60% free throw shooter on the season.
Left it short.
As soon as they get the basketball in.
That would send them to the other side of the floor, where they would have to make 2. Jeffries, the second one is through. Johnson fouled, so Meechie Johnson is going to the free throw line. Virtually ended, barring any whistles.
Out of timeouts. Both teams out of timeouts. So on a miss, Mississippi State will take it the full length of the court, have plenty of time.
This is South Carolina's best free throw shooter. Got the first to go. A chance to tie it.
Yeah.
But Johnson's got one more.
If he misses this, I would only foul in the back court. Because once he gets on the other side, if he would have missed, Mississippi State's too close to putting up a shot attempt.
Big one. South Carolina with a 2-possession lead. 5.8 to go. Well, if you're Mississippi State now, you got to get a shot up very quick, and you got to hope it goes in. Smith the catch. Davis puts it up. 3-pointer short. Johnson taps it, and South Carolina knocks off Mississippi.